What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Filling in the Gaps. I'm your host, Flo Joe, and tonight we're going to be hanging out, you guys. This is just a laid-back show. Didn't really have anything planned out for too much for tonight. Really just came on here to hang out with you guys. I'm up. Just ate dinner. Dan, Drunk Turkey Show is in the house. What's going on? Shout out to Kim Wells is in the building. Tammy's here. Jad Mamad's here. And then I rock. Girl, shouldn't you be sleeping right now? Past your bedtime. Well, welcome everybody. Sylvia, hello my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Criminal Turtle's in the house. Alexa, I see you. Donna Clark, Mindless Behavior. Fonzie. Welcome. Fox Design. Howdy. Rach. Hey, Rach. Time to put you to sleep, huh? I know this. My soothing voice is what people say. I don't know what the hell is soothing about my voice, but how's it going, everybody? Where is everybody listening in from? Drop your city, drop your state, drop your country. I want to know where everybody's tuning in from. My dear Sylvia, glad we were able to meet in person at the courthouse. I know, Sylvia. I always see you in Rabbit's chat, and it was finally nice to meet you at the courthouse when we met last Monday. So that was awesome with you and Pinche Becky. California, West Coast, New York, Louisiana's in the house. Where else? Porterville in the house. Military Ma, how you doing? Long time no see. Anna Banana, Miss Dizzle. How's my background looking? My background look okay? I made a new background. Around the Poconos, northeastern Pennsylvania is in the house. San Antonio, the 210. We have a freeway out here called the 210. That's crazy. So how's everybody doing? Okay, Miss Dizzle's from SoCal. My SoCal partner. Okay. Well, we have a collective of like 65 people because we're streaming across 3 platforms tonight. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, and we're on Kick, you guys. And then also, if you're in the vertical live and you don't enjoy the vertical live, you can switch on over to the landscape mode. Join us in the landscape mode if you don't like your vertical mode. I only do it because StreamYard recommends that we do it. It helps us reach a wider audience. So in the event that you don't like it, switch on over. Make the jump. Shout out to the 210. Yep. You left Chicago for the woods. Why? Why would you do that? Clarksville is in the house. All right, you guys. Well, I really came on not so much to talk about David, because goddamn are we tired of talking about David. I really came on to say thank you to every single person who has subscribed to my channel, because although it may be minuscule to some of you guys, hitting 2,000 subs for my channel means a whole lot for me, because how on earth do 2,000 people want to hear me talk? So for me, that is an achievement of my own. It's nothing big, nothing grand, but I do want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who comes on late night, maybe late morning, late afternoon, or depending on where you are at in the world. But thank you. We've grown. I'm happy with the growth that we've had in the past, 4 or 5 months or so. We've only been like monetized for like 2-3 months. So I appreciate that. 2,000 plus members of the Inner Circle family. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. Pink Panther's in the house streaming on Twitch. Yeah. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate that. I said congrats again for 2,000. I said on your post too. I seen it. Justice Jane said, left my DNA on the like button, number 14. Thank you guys. I really want to do like a for you live stream, but I want to make sure that I get some merch, so then that way we can just kind of do like a ton of giveaways and shit. How does that sound for you guys? Does that sound sound like something you guys would like? Thank you, MJ. Well deserved. You're a kind spirit. We'll right back at you. I do appreciate that. Where's Obsidian at? Is Obsidian here? Because I want to give a shout out to Strategic Eyes and the research crew, because we are going to be checking out True Crime with Strategic Eyes today. I know some of you guys have probably seen it a million times, but we're going to pay our homage. So big ups to True Crime with Strategic Eyes, because we're going to check that out. Let me find the video, though, because he put out a great video regarding some of the parallels between David and his copy. Oh, hold on. Just got a Cash App. Thank you so much, Kokomon, for your Cash App donation. Or even in the chat. I don't even see you, Kokomon. Where'd you go? Is Kokomon here? Just got a Cash App donation, but I don't even see her in the chat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you hiding, Kokomon? Are you hiding? Kokomon went into hiding, I guess. Inkabella is 6:05 a.m. Where are you at? Dear Lord, where are you? Where are you watching from? Strategic Eyes and the research crew did one hell of a job on that video. We're going to check it out, because those of you guys that have not seen it, I would be surprised if you haven't, because that video pretty much went viral. Let me make sure that we share this and share this. So shout out to True Crime with Strategic Eyes, because what he did was just presented a very detailed theory regarding D4VD, David Anthony Burke, and his alleged involvement in the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. He's basically going to argue that he, David Anthony Burke, is no original human being but a copycat. Basically modeled all of his actions basically against this Japanese manga. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have already seen this, because we're not going to watch the entire thing because Strategic deserves the views, but we are going to take a peek at his video. So shout out to True Crimes with Strategic Eyes, shout out to Aki, and shout out to Obsidian for the job that they do. Great job with the research crew. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And you guys, did you guys hear? You guys hear about David? David, I guess he's not doing too well in jail. You know, he's complaining that he doesn't have enough, what's it called? He doesn't have enough, like, outside time. We should all feel sad for him, right? David wants more outside time. He needs more recreational time. He wants a new fresh haircut. And he wants to wear civilian clothes to the preliminary hearing, you guys. Should we grant him that request? I don't know. Well, let's go jump right into it. Let's check this video out, you guys. So the first thing that Strategic Eyes is going to be talking about is the parallels between the dismemberment in the manga and the real life situation between Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, you guys.
MPD.
Wait, hold on 1 second. We just got 10 gifted memberships already by Kokomon. Shout out to Kokomon. And to everybody, let me see who received these gifted memberships, because we want to make sure that we welcome every single one of them to the inner circle, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Kokomon, thank you so much for your 10 gifted memberships. If you received the membership from Kokomon, please make sure you thank her in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get right back into it.
Mob Psycho. I mean, you said Mob Psycho. That's a different anime. MPD Psycho Volume 1. I want you guys to pay close attention to the pictures that we're going to be showing you guys. Let me make them a little bit bigger. We've edited out body parts, etc., to make everything acceptable to YouTube. Let's keep going. This is conversation. He says somebody is a pain in the arse. Just kill him.
And then I rock celebrating 3 months as a member of the inner circle. Let's go.
Some girl you want to do bad stuff to, just grape her. The main character's wife. This is the main character's wife, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the state of the body. The protagonist's wife is abducted by a serial killer, mutilated, and sent to him by mail in a freezer-type shipping box. Her arms and legs are both removed.
I don't know if you guys can see this right here, but as you guys can see right here, Joanna, welcome to the inner circle. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we got Drosky High Roller just became a member of the inner circle. Welcome, you guys. Wow, that's quick. Back to back. Okay. Welcome, 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 everybody. We're just checking out True Crime with Strategic Eyes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
This experience causes the detective's personality to split, becoming a detective and a serial killer simultaneously. Let me bring your attention to Celeste's autopsy. Her arms,
Dire Darkness, thank you.
and her legs have been severed.
Dracaris, have a good night. Thank you so much.
Let's go back to MPD Detective, this popular Japanese anime and manga. Her arms and her legs have been separated, ladies and gentlemen. Celeste, the detective's wife. Let's keep going.
DJ See No Evil, you are a fool. He said, I can't see it. So, DJ See No Evil, what Strategic is showing is actually just a small little graphic from the manga of what looks and appears to be a female who looks like they are dismembered, the bilateral arms and bilateral lower extremities, and looks like they're stuffed in a box, in a freezer type shipping box. So that's what we're seeing.
And a serial killer simultaneously. Let me bring your attention to Celeste's autopsy. Her arms and her legs have been severed.
Yeah, J Rabbit.
Let's go back to.
So this is what Strategic is calling the copycat theory, right? Basically indicating that no, David Anthony Burke is not original. He is just a copycat. Nothing original about this guy, to be honest with you. Coco Mom just donated another 5 gifted memberships. Shout out to Coco Mom, you guys. Drop a Coco Mom emoji in the chat. One of our top supporters of the channel. Thank you, Coco Mom. And if you guys received the gifted, please make sure you thank Coco Mom, please.
ED Detective, this popular Japanese anime and manga. Her arms and her legs have been separated.
Thank you,
ladies and gentlemen. Celeste.
Heather said, Flojo, you have done more pushing this case ahead that one would think any single creator could. Your method is admirable, cooperative, and effective. You will be a force in the true crime space. Well, my 605, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Thank you, guys. And it's only because of you guys that I continue to keep going, you know? Your likes, your communication, your reposts, your shares, your hypes, you know, that just tells me that I'm doing something right. So I do appreciate it.
The detective's wife. Let's keep going. In MPD Psycho, the repeated removal of left ring and pinky fingers is mainly symbolic and structural. Identity reduction. Fingers, especially on the left hand, are tied to identification and uniqueness. Removing them shows a person being reduced to partial, incomplete identity, fragmented self. The series heavily explores split or unstable identities and psychological fragmentation. The left side theme. The left side often represents distortion, instability, or altered perception in the series. Loss of connection, ring, pinky fingers symbolically relate to social ties and binding relationships. Their removal suggests severing connection to normal life or identity. Relationship. Overall,
here you guys, as you guys know, right? In the autopsy report, let me bring the autopsy report up really quick because I do think it's important for us to go back and take a look. Let me see. I gotta find it first. Okay, here it is. Where is it? Where'd it go? Hold on one second. Okay, here it is. In the autopsy report that came out last week, we learned that Celeste Rivas Hernandez, well, we learned this earlier on too, right? That she was actually dismembered. But when the autopsy report came out, we learned exactly how bad she was dismembered. We knew that her legs were dismembered not once, but twice. They were cut right here, higher up in the thigh, above the knee. And then there were some cuts that happened below and above the knee, right? And then we saw here that she had multiple abrasions on her right hand. And the crazy part is that we learned that Celeste had 2 missing digits. So it was the ring finger and the pinky of her left hand. We also learned that her left eye was missing, right? And everybody is wondering, what is the significance of the left eye that is missing? But we do have to go back to Strategic Eyes because he does cover that. Let's just listen in.
the left finger mutilations are used to show the victims are being treated as broken, deconstructed identities rather than whole people, matching a serious focus on psychological and bodily fragmentation. Ladies and gentlemen, in this anime, one of the victims' fingers,
Brandon, what's up, Brandon?
on the left hand were removed. The same fingers that were removed from Celeste. I'll bring you back to Celeste's autopsy. Yet again, her left pinky and ring fingers have been removed.
No, he's definitely not a smart guy, right?
Let's keep
Nor is
going.
the original. Here you go. So pay attention to this because this is where he talks about the left eyes.
Left eye. Left eye. In MPD Psycho, the barcodes over the left eye are part of the story's larger idea that certain people are artificially manipulated or programmed. What the left eye barcode means, identification cataloging, the barcode functions such as a literal product code. It marks individuals as if they are items in a system, not independent people. Now, understand, people, this is anime. Anime can be so deep and profound because I'm also a fan of anime. And so for a lot of you guys, you're watching this, you're listening to this, and you're like, what are they talking about? It's because the authors of these shows construct entire worlds. And as you read or you watch, whether you're watching it on the TV or you're watching...
Shout out to Military Ma celebrating 3 months as a member of the Inner Circle. Let's go, Military Ma. Let's go.
Print media, you're getting sucked into that world. I think David got sucked a little bit too deep in that world. Left eye, it marks individuals as if they are items in a system, not independent people. Why the left eye? The series repeatedly uses the left eye as a trigger point for personality shifts, a symbol of perception being altered. Control versus autonomy. Barcoded characters often show detachment from normal motion, are more susceptible to external commands or influence. It reinforces...
Franny Law's here. Franny Law's here. What? Who else is here? Joe from First Liberties Podcast is here. How's it going? Cats meow. How you doing?
is the theme. The identity is the story is constructed, not natural. Notice in this anime, the left eye.
Let's go.
The left eye functions as a visual cue for identity shifts and personality switches in the protagonist, a symbol of control and manipulation, a hint that the characters' minds are not entirely their own. In this anime, the left eye is symbolic for somebody who is under the control of somebody else. And as you can see in this one, he opens up her eye and she has a barcode on her eye.
Oh, God.
The removal of that left eye, possible removal of that left eye from Celeste could have symbolized David retaining control of her. She belongs to him. She's his property. He disposed of her and he took her left eye with him, his trophy. Good question.
This is insane, you guys. How do you guys all feel about that? Wait, hold on. Let me read this. No one said that she was completely straight as in the picture. The amputation lines up if the body was lying in a different position. Isn't that weird? That could be. So what are the odds that David copied this manga? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that David was truly, truly inspired by this manga and obviously does not have an original bone in his body to do it some other clever way. Obviously, doing it either way is disgusting. Very true, Chloe, right? Thank you for joining us tonight. Chloe, one of our legal correspondents, says Joe Scott Morgan believes the left eye was only missing due to decomp, but who knows? But I tend to give his opinion weight considering he is a world-renowned death investigator. Very true. Very, very true, right? So I think it was it on Nancy Grace that he said that? I can't remember. But he does believe that it truly disappeared because of decomp. But the question is, why didn't the insects, why didn't they take the right one either? It's not like her eyelids were closed shut too tight, right? So I see a lot of 1s in the chat. Was it Ellie Mag? Okay. Could have been Ellie Mag. I don't remember. DJ See No Evil says our optical nerve is connected from the right back of our brain to our left eye. That is true. Master Death Hancock. Oh my God, he stole my clues. It's more one show he takes from. Well, I'll be honest with you, Master Death Hancock. I've actually spoke to the research crew with True Crime with Strategic Eyes, and you know, she told me that she's been researching this since actually November. And she provided receipts regarding this by observing and watching this whole manga. The only thing is that a lot of what she learned watching this manga didn't really make any sense until the autopsy came out. So that's when they were able to kind of put 2 and 2 together. So, but you know, to be honest with you, it's not really about people getting credit or stealing information, right? Because at the end of the day, we're all working on the same team to get justice for Celeste, right? So I don't know. I mean, if you guys know me, I don't really care about getting credit. You guys, because you guys probably see me in everybody else's chat. And if there is information that I can share, you know, I'll obviously share it. Master Death is saying still taking from Tokyo Ghoul, not just MPD Psycho. Okay. I hear you. I to be honest with you, I don't watch any manga or anime to be educated on any of this. But from what Strategic and his research team put together, you know, I mean, you can't hate on them, right? They did a hell of a job. So shout out to True Crime with Strategic Eyes and the research crew because they did great, right? Who's just joining us right now? Who is just joining us? I'm out of breath because I just ate dinner. So I'm like hella full. So don't mind me if you see me huffing and puffing. I just kind of ate dinner. So welcome everybody. Who's just joining us? Yes, True Crime is a group effort, right? Which is why you see a lot of us floating around to other creators' channels, right? Because, hey, everybody's got something to contribute. So I totally hear ya. Quavelnox says, as someone who has DID, this type of story can be so harmful to victims with dissociative amnesia. I hate that David took this and took on what he thought was cool to commit this heinous crime. Yeah, you know, look, I wanna let me find that. I gotta find this. Right, because people have asked, does David have any mental health disorders? And a lot of people will say no, he doesn't. Some people might say he did. But David actually kind of self-admits it in this video right over here. And I think you guys may have seen this the other day, right? But not only does he admit that he's got a lot of those problems, he also says that his preferred method of going out, if he were to ever go out, would be by the electric chair. Type one in the chat if you guys have already seen this. Yeah, Kim Wells, that's right. I've been following you all day and in all the live streams today. Yeah, we definitely been following each other back and forth to all the different streams today. So you guys have seen it. For those of you guys that haven't seen it, check this one out.
You said, where we going? Into the forest. I remember the last time a YouTuber went to the forest too. Hey, Logan Paul, hey, my boy. That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I already got boy.
So he says here, right? Something will give him mental problems, and he says, I already got him. Just give me more.
That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I already electrocuted. I'm trying to get electrocuted for him.
He says, I'm trying to get electrocuted.
I think that's the best way to go out. Electric chair.
The best way to go out is the electric chair, you guys.
I already electrocuted. I'm trying to get electrocuted for him. I think that's the best way to go out. Electric chair.
I'm just going to play this one more time. I need to turn on my fan. It is way too hot in here. 1 second, you guys.
You said, where we going? Into the forest. I remember the last time a YouTuber went to the forest too. Hey, Logan Paul, hey, my boy. That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. I already electrocuted. I'm trying to get electrocuted for him. I think that's the best way to go out. Electric chair.
What are your thoughts, you guys? Should we Oh, Jay Brady, welcome back. He's trolling. You think he's trolling, Jay Brady? He was clip farming? I mean, depending on who you ask, right? I know Jay Brady's not over here supporting David. This guy's literally saying he has mental health problems. Yeah, absolutely, Criminal Turtle. He's out here admitting it, right? Yeah, no, he's definitely off. I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think? And then earlier today, Kadisha oops, okay, she's already talking about it. Kadisha Lamb put out a new video today. I want to say this was today, about 4 hours ago, regarding David's disturbing confessions about the invisible string theory. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Things in this David case, and this is about to be interesting. We're about to break down more with Tommy and how it sounds like Celeste is on the interlude of David's Withered album, because I think it's connected. I actually found the original clip that I saved from that live stream where they say delete everything, and I never noticed that Celeste confirmed that she actually had a song with David.
It was good to have a big family family. Oh, thank you, Mitochondria.
So this is a live stream that took place at the first rental, right? Everybody considers it the second. But we have to remember that before he moved into the mansion, he was staying at the 804 house.
I gotta stop with him if you even... We need to delete this.
I think what Kadisha Lynn is showing right now is simple clips of what Celeste sounded like, right? So she can compare, so you guys can compare if the voice that you're hearing sounds like what she's about to show you.
Can we delete all VODs and then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too? It was good. good to have a big family by me. Bro, thank you, Mitochondria.
I gotta sign with him if you even.
And I re-listened to some of the recordings that David had saved that sound exactly like Celeste, and now listening back to it, it's very disturbing because also you're going to hear about what David had to say about this. But first I clipped the voices side by side because I want you to hear how similar they are.
I sound so stupid right now.
Cat's meow. I had no idea those were waves. I honestly thought that those were some crazy YouTube emojis, to be honest with you. I've been seeing those in the chat and other chats, and I didn't know they were waves. So thank you for that.
But like, I've been so selfish and I can't stop thinking about you and what I did and how it's affecting. I gotta sign with him if you even. We need to delete this. Everything. I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
So not only did that sound just like Celeste, she also confirmed that she did do a song with David. But now we're going to listen to the whole entire interlude portion of this song about the invisible string theory and then hear what David had to say about this because it has something to do with the Tommy that I find really disturbing.
I got a question.
What's the question?
Why don't you hold my hands anymore?
Here we go again, bro.
I'm
So let me read this, Quaffanox, because you have, been open enough to share with us, dealing with DID. And you said one of the first things you learn in therapy after diagnosis of DID is called system accountability. That means that you recognize that all alters are part of the system and you don't use mental as an excuse. So thank you for that. And you know what? We'll probably have you join us probably in a few moments, right? But I want to just make sure that we get to share this, and then that way, we get everything out of the way, and then you can have an opportunity to come up and share your experiences. I'd love to hear from somebody who does have to deal with this on a day-to-day basis, because where I come from, I come from the opposite end as a nurse who treats this sometimes. So it would be nice to get an opportunity to hear about it, right?
serious. Bro, I'm so serious. Like, all right, continue. I haven't held your hand. Huge. Sorry. Like, you're not funny. I swear you're not funny. I'm done. Let me think.
But so the time.
It could have been yesterday. It could have been yesterday.
Wow, yeah. I'm glad you remember that.
Period.
Ew, I hate when you say period. All right. I got a question for you now.
Okay.
Why do you think we?
So I saw a question that said, what is DID? And that stands for dissociative identity disorder. This is like a newer term. It kind of replaces the term for multiple personality disorders.
Yeah, why do you think we met?
Well, I think personally, have you ever heard of the invisible strength theory?
Oh yeah.
Exactly that. So basically, we met because we were supposed to meet.
Okay.
And we're connected because we're supposed to be connected. It's kind of like that. I loved you before I existed, and I love you even when I die.
Word.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
That is a great question, right? Where does a 11, 12, 13-year-old learn about the invisible string theory, right? And Flying Wordy said, I was thinking the same thing, but, Celeste wasn't in school. She wasn't working, so maybe she just read a lot. Just like David, she was also brought up on the internet, right? So, I mean, if she had an iPhone and it wasn't restricted, she could get her hands on everything, right?
It's weird, it's strange, it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
So don't leave me.
So David obviously had that saved as the invisible string theory, but that is just the voice version. It is not edited with the actual music behind it like in his interlude, but he uses that exact sound from his interlude that I am convinced sounds exactly like Celeste. And it's even more disturbing when we remember that David did talk about this on the Zach Sang show. And mind you, it came out just literally 5 days after prosecutors are saying that Celeste was unalive. The way he explained it in that clip is like that girl on the interlude is no longer with him anymore.
Yes, in the album cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective, how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes.
Now, like I said, there is also a string that was posted of David talking about this red string theory, especially with his album. And he said that the strings always lead back to a Tommy. Really concerning now that we know that David had said multiple times that the invisible string theory interlude to his album Withered was based.
Hold on, I have to go back and take a look at this, if that's the case.
Representative of the invisible string theory, but throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes.
Now, like I said, there is also a string that was
it further back?
the actual interlude that David did talk about this on the Zach Sang show. And mind you, it came out just literally 5 days after prosecutors are saying that Celeste was unalive. The way he explained it in that clip is like that girl on the interlude is no longer with him anymore.
Yes, in the album cover, I'm covered in this.
Interlude is no longer with him anymore.
Yes.
Obsidian, shout out to Obsidian in the chat, part of the research crew from True Crime with Strategic Eyes. Actually, we're just talking about you and what an amazing job that you and your team over at True Crime with Strategic Eyes did on the copycat theory. So congrats, you guys did a hell of a job on that, and that video went viral. So make sure that you guys go and follow Strategic Eyes when you can. We'll drop his link in the chat.
In the album cover, I'm covered in this string, which is representative of the invisible string theory. But throughout the entire project, I wanted everything to feel connected. I wanted everything to feel holistic and have a through line that everybody could understand. And with the interlude, it's kind of explaining from my perspective how it was taught to me, because that's a real conversation that happened. And the irony of it was that person that was saying, I love you, she's not in my life anymore. So it's like, people say that the string can't be cut and the connection cannot be severed, but I feel like it can sometimes.
Now, like I said, there is also a string that was posted of David talking about this red string theory, especially with his album. And he said that the strings always lead back to a Tommy. Really concerning now that we know that David had said multiple times that the invisible string theory interlude to his album Withered was based off a real conversation that he had with an ex. And we all know that David said that a Tommy is his alter ego that goes.
Do we know when Zach Sang was filmed? Because I know that it was posted in April, right? I'll probably have to pull this video up really quick just to kind of get receipts. Zach Sang and David, let's see. I want to say April, but I know that it was filmed and uploaded 2 different times. All right, so let me see. It was uploaded April 28th, which is 5 days after the alleged date that Celeste died. But I think it was shot a few days after David's birthday, if I'm not mistaken, because I do remember him saying, oh, you just had a birthday a day or 2 ago. Let me see. Oops. Right here. Let me make sure that we share this part right here.
Beautiful songs when you have no relationship. I was like, man, I'm a prophet, bro. I just spoke it into my own life. Like, you know, crazy.
But okay. Happy 20th birthday.
Thank you.
You literally the other day.
Yeah.
Like you just turned 20. You're technically out of teen years, but you're still like a kid.
Yeah, literally, man. I'll be going on.
So this video may have been filmed before he actually committed, or the alleged, right? It's all
allegedly,
right? Nothing is, set in stone yet, right? The LAPD and the DA have to prove all of that, because of course we know that he is innocent until proven guilty. But
allegedly.
He turned, that's right, Obsidian, he did turn 20 on March 28th, so before Coachella, right? Coachella was what? The 11th, 12th, and then the 18th and 19th, which means that her death took place after Coachella.
Goes around unaliving people, and he would solve the unalivings.
Wrapping the red string around, and they'll have blindfolds on. That's a connection to autonomy. The red string in Japanese ideology is called the scarlet connection or the invisible string theory, which basically means that everybody is connected from birth with this invisible red string. Scarlet connection, invisible string theory, whatever you want to call it. And that string leads you to your destiny. And it'll be like from life to life to life, wherever you get reincarnated as. Boom, 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 boom. That red string follows you.
So we'll have an opportunity to go through his timeline in just a bit, right? Because SF Investigates put out a very detailed timeline, and I also put something together regarding the timeline to kind of show you guys a little bit as well. So we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it.
In this case, the red string leads everybody to autonomy. He's the center of everything. Him right there.
That part shook me to my core
Sure.
because we
Thank you.
hear him say the invisible string theory always leads back to Atami, who we know, based off what David has said, sounds like the copycat of MPD Psycho. Once again, a big shout out to Strategic Eyes for that great breakdown, because we also know the way that Celeste was found.
Look at that. Strategic just getting shout outs from everybody. You guys did one hell of a job. So shout out to Strategic Guys. I'm just not going to stop saying it, right? Because they did a great, I'm telling you, every content creator is referencing Strategic Guys videos. So if you guys haven't seen it, you guys need to go check it out. I dropped his link in the chat. So mods, if you guys can, if you can just repost his page. Let me see. Let's keep going.
Also mimics MPD Psycho very closely, with the missing of fingers, the missing of the left eyeball, and also being not intact. The second that I put this whole part together, I had chills. But you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Where are we? So really quick, which will kind of lead us back into time when David was sending messages to, I want to say this may have been one of his alleged, right?
Allegedly.
One of his victims. And this is a conversation via text message between David and I believe one of his victims. And this conversation, this text message, this text back and forth, this is pretty crazy, you guys. Check this out.
Alter ego. First, before we get into this, I do want to give a shout out to Strategic Eyes, because I had actually missed these messages being put on social media, and he is the reason why I actually saw these messages. And he did a great breakdown on David's alter ego Atami, so I highly suggest all of you guys go over there and watch. These messages literally show you what type of mind frame David is in, and it is about his alter ego Atami, which is highly disturbing. It has been something that I've talked about at the very beginning of this, and I always had a very off-putting feeling. Deep down inside of me at the beginning of this case, when I talked about Atami, I always had a feeling when we were hearing the rumors about Celeste being dismembered but didn't have facts behind it by the autopsy report, I just had a feeling that his alter ego could possibly play.
And Joe, I know you're not the only one. I think type a 1 in the chat if you guys agree with Joy's comment.
A huge part in this. Comparing his alter ego with his music alone, but then the actual interview where he talked about Atami and how he was this unaliver and that he would solve the unalivings was something that always didn't sit right with me. After reading these messages, I am convinced like he literally was living in the sense that he felt like he really was Atami. It wasn't his alter ego. He actually was living through that. Now, these messages are actually before anything happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez, but they have to do once again with his disturbing alter ego, Atami. So David ends up telling her, imagine getting hacked by my alter ego. She says, I don't know how I have that character. I would definitely win an Atami fight off. He responds, no, you would not. And she said, proof. You're not winning against me, and you're definitely not winning against Atami. She said, I would karate chop that beat. How would I not win against you? Let's be real. David then sends her this of this guy that looks like he has no arms.
And for your information, the photo that he sent I believe it's Kai Cenat, right? But let's just let Khadijah finish.
And then David says, you, after me and Atami, both of your arms off. Even the private investigator, Steve Fischer, talked about this, how David would send this to some of these young girls. And
I mean, if these text messages can be verified as real, right, which I'm very, very sure that they can be very easily, this guy's got a lot of explaining to do, right? I mean, even if you guys are just fucking around and playing, right? Like, who talks about this kind of stuff? But this also just kind of clearly shows you his addiction and his passion to gore, right? There's Discord messages where he's talking about how he has this infatuation with gore over corn, right? And it's so fucking odd. It's so weird. I mean, I've met some weird people in my life and in my nursing career, but I want to say David's personality just kind of takes it to a whole nother level. It's ridiculous.
This guy that looks like he has no arms. And then David says, you, after me and Atami, both of your...
I'm going to say it because Khadijah Lynn did not. It says, you, after me and Itami, cut both of your arms off. What? This guy is sick. And he's wondering if he can get a haircut, if he can have more recreational time. I just want new clothes. I just want to look presentable. Bro. No, cut the shit. No. Denied.
Arms off. Even the private investigator, Steve Fischer, talked about this, how David would send this to some of these young girls, and I'm assuming this is one of the young girls that he was talking about.
Look, all I really need to see next is a real photo of him in a dress. And then I'm gonna understand that this is some industry shit, right? Show me the photo of David in a dress. That way we will know that this is really on some industry shit.
The fact that his lyrics and everything, I can understand a couple songs, like, okay, you know, like, these are things you sing about, you know, whatever. It seems very, very like this was his world. This, like, his lyrics talking about, you know, like, I have text messages he sent to the girls of dismembered, you know, anime stuff, but it's dismemberment. He was into dismemberment. It's just... So he was sending... The other minors he was talking to, he was sending dismembered anime.
And I agree with Steve Fischer. He was talking here like he's not a conspiracy theorist. He is someone that goes by the facts, but these things are very alarming when it comes to David. And now...
Let me just show you another video where he just can't stop referencing cutting things up, dismembering things. You guys may remember this video. Do you guys remember this one?
Got stolen. This is the anti-theft. No, literally, my phone got stolen. This is the anti-theft lock screen. Yeah, I checked my location on my other phone this morning. It's in China right now, getting dismembered. So
he said what?
My other phone this morning. It's in China right now, getting dismembered. So tragic.
His phone is in China, getting dismembered. Are you kidding me? What is his obsession with cutting people up, dismembering things? This guy is a straight weirdo.
Location on my other phone this morning. It's in China right now, getting dismembered. So tragic. I'm David. This is what's in my phone with complex. The crying emoji. That's what I use for laughing. I use that to literally cry. I use that for literally any scenario. David's Secret Ninjas. It's the Secret Ninja group set. Last text I sent was to Andrew Luce, my GOAT, one of my producers. And I was like, yes.
Andrew Luce, right? You guys remember Andrew Luce? Andrew Luce is the producer who was seen with the freezer in his apartment. The guy who said that he bought the freezer for his girlfriend so he could store Dippin' Dots. I know you guys remember that guy, right?
Hit, y'all snapped. WTF? Crying emoji. See? Crying emoji. Again, you see it live and direct. Most used app. Let me check my screen time. Probably TikTok, man. I gotta stay up to date. I'm an internet kid at heart. So see.
there's that video. Somebody was just asking about this video, that he is an internet kid at heart. Who was it? Somebody was just asking me if I had this video. If it was you, it's the Complex David video.
We got Justin Bieber and Benny Blanco, some models. Oh, that's makeup tutorials, I guess. Some
Dippin' Dots my ass, right?
dance videos. Hey, Uzi and Mark Jacobs. Shout out Uzi. Sydney Sweeney. Drake. I'm gonna take that.
All right, let's go back to Kadisha Lynn.
With Celeste's autopsy, and we know the actual details about how she was.
Obsidian, was it you? I think it was you, huh? I think it was. I think it was. So I'll send you that link.
Actually not intact when they found her, and her legs were actually separated twice. It makes the conversations that he has around Tommy that he already said was his alter ego who commits unalivings and then solves those unalivings even more disturbing. The young girl that had these messages also just put out a statement different from the other girl that did literally a week ago, talking about how she was really suffering. When she would go back through these messages, she literally felt sick to her stomach over it. And another thing I've been thinking about recently that we haven't talked about in a while is the burn cage that was found in David's home. Private investigator Steve Fischer took pictures of this burn cage that he found in David's home after he moved out.
I want to know so much about this burn cage, you guys. This burn cage, for some reason, just does not sit well with me. The fact that it was mentioned that it was bought with gift cards, the fact that it was reported to be shipped using a fake name, but it was received by somebody at the house. Who was it addressed to? Who was the person that received the item? Why was it delivered via DHL? Why did they use gift cards? That's what I want to know. Crazy.
Fisher took pictures of this burn cage that he found in David's home after he moved out. Talked about how this burn cage was ordered to David's home in a fake name, somebody that did not live.
There you go, right? Ordered in a fake name, somebody that did not live at the residence, but they accepted the package at the. We literally just said this.
At his house, but they accepted the package at his house. He believed that this burn cage was actually purchased by prepaid gift cards. And he did go on to clarify that the fake name is actually somebody that is real, but didn't live at the residence, and it is a female. And Nancy Grace and Steve Fisher were both talking about how they would be able to go online and basically get the records of this burn cage being purchased. Now, it's very possible that police have probably also already went to the name of the person that was on the package that ordered it and questioned this female about it.
Wait. Hold on. What?
And Steve Fisher were both talking about how they would be able to go online and basically get the records of this burn cage being purchased. Now, it's very possible that police have probably also already went to the name of the person that was on the package that ordered it and questioned this female about it.
I don't know, but I sure am curious who the hell this person was that was questioned about this burn cage. Something just doesn't sit right with me. Not only was there a burn cage, right, but there was a chainsaw, right? There was a chainsaw. They had gas masks or respirators, whatever you want to call them. They had a plan, right? But let's not forget that her body was found in a cadaver bag, right? So if this doesn't spell out Dexter, I don't know what else will, right?
Steve Fisher recently just did an interview, and he also touched on this about things that he has found that the police didn't take originally and how he has testified to the grand jury twice. And he said the unused burn cage, the chainsaw, and the SD card that had all the pictures of Celeste, Rivas Hernandez, and David on it, he turned over to the DA. So
and you're right, Flying Wordy and Joy Empress. What about Santa Barbara? No one is mentioning that. And I think the reason why is because there's not a single piece of evidence, not an internet clue that we can find that tells us David was actually in Santa Barbara. And I think the internet, the people of Reddit, the sleuths out on the internet have done a tremendous job bringing this case together, at least for the public eye, right? But I do a little digging too, and I can tell you, I have not seen anything that points to a trip to Santa Barbara. Now, obviously, I'm not law enforcement and I'm not privy to the information that they have behind the scenes, right? But I haven't seen anything about no Santa Barbara trip. Type a 1 in the chat if you have seen more information about the Santa Barbara trip, because I sure as hell haven't. And if you have, I think y'all need to tell us.
It'll be very interesting to hear what more might come out about this, because that almost seems like there was maybe a plan in place and then it didn't happen that way. In my opinion, I
didn't know that there was a red string killer on the Dexter show. Is that true? That's crazy. David sure as hell is not original. I can tell you that for sure.
Feel like he believes like this is some sick and twisted game. In my opinion, it's giving psychopath. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
So, Alexa, you're not wrong, because somebody did. I think one of the reporters after the press conference asked about Santa Barbara, and they said, we're not going to be revealing any of our cards. So, Amy knows too much. You found my page through BJ, aka That Surprise Witness. We love BJ over here. Shout out to our cousin. Shout out to our cousins. Shout out to all of our cousins in the chat coming from BJ's channel. So we appreciate you guys for being here. We love all of y'all. Ups. Really does so much. Okay. I pray this is all misinformation. What else is there? What else is there, you guys? Let's see, right? Because SF put out this very detailed timeline that we'll talk about, because I want to know what we can make of this. But I do have to pull something up really quick on my end. Damn, I think I lost it. Where is it? Give me a second, y'all. I gotta pull it up because I closed out the window. Here you go. Let me download this really quick. And then I'll put this over here. All right, so basically, well, let's go through this first, right? Because SF talks about this timeline, and this is basically going to give us a little walkthrough of the timeline and events that took place starting on April 21st, which is 2 days before the alleged date that Celeste was murdered, all the way down to May 22nd. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys have already read through this. Put a 2 in the chat if this is new to you guys. Cassier says, I don't know what we call ourselves over at Strategic Eyes channel. What do we call ourselves? Oh, wow. Okay, I'm seeing some 2s in the chat. Okay. So some of you guys have not seen this. Okay, so we'll talk about it. And I'll be honest with you, I tried to pull up some of the receipts from some of the stuff that's on here. I just wasn't able to do so in time. So hopefully there's going to be some sort of media to kind of back up some of these claims, right? So okay, so here he has a legend, and it says everything in red are dates alleged by prosecution. Green is confirmed live events. This lavender is social media posts. The orange is press or promo activity. This, I don't know, teal, is this teal? Is travel inferred. And then the gray is no public activity found. So on April 21st, no reported activity reported. David's Coachella Weekend 2 sets ended prior day in Indio, California. April 22nd, he had a press BandLab. BandLab announces 3-day David pop-up event in New York City. April 23rd. Now, this is the date of interest, right? Because this is the date that Celeste was allegedly killed, right? Prosecutors allege Celeste Rivas Hernandez arrived the evening of April 23rd at David's rented house in the Hollywood Hills and was last heard from on or about this date. Now this could be really tricky, right? Because it says on or about this date. So I don't know, what would you say? Give or take a day or two? I mean, because that would not really be helpful if we're still speculating that April 23rd is the date of her death. Okay, y'all were supposed to pick a name. Well, Obsidian, you got to tell Strategic his people want a name. All right, so April 23rd, the Withered Tour tickets enter pre-sale, and then at 5:53, David posts on TikTok that said, "Your prayers have been answered, and it's finally here." Now, if you put your tinfoil hats on, you can read this a multitude of ways, right? This could be just simply a message to all of his fans who are awaiting tickets to purchase Withered or to go to the concert. This could be a little subliminal dig at Celeste. Basically says that your prayers have been answered and it's finally here, right? April 24th, the Withered World Tour tickets officially are on sale, right? So this is the day after. And then on Instagram, he put a post up or a reel that says, "My Withered Tour is now officially on sale." He also does a Twitch live stream and it captions, "Put the album in the bag, bruh." How ironic, right? Because after Celeste was killed, she was placed in a cadaver bag, right? Streaming from what appears to be a residential interior ahead of the evening's album release party. Now, this does look like this is inside the mansion. And the only reason why I say that is because this looks like the corner where he once had this chair and the other chair posted up, and they had the TV propped up during that 4th of July stream with Sakura. Just kind of looks like that same corner where the Valentine's Day balloons were chilling. You guys remember that one? Sorry, you guys. Yeah, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you guys haven't already. It's like the first time I'm asking all live. So if you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, you guys. Please, please, please. All it does is help the channel grow, get more eyes on it. So then that way we can be seen. We can be seen. More people can watch us, right? We just hit 2,000 and it's thanks to you guys. But our goal is going to be 5, 10, 50. And, hopefully we can grow even more than that, right? In due time. So he also had another live appearance that same day, the Withered album release party, which took place in Culver City at the 100 Thieves compound. I know here it says Los Angeles, but it's really Culver City, right? And we learned that, or at least I learned that the day that I went to the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook where Celeste had her January 2nd photo taken. 100 Thieves is literally right next door, right? And I think it's worth taking a look at. Let me show you guys really quick how close we're talking about Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. So this is the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. Right over, you guys can see this, right? Right over here. All right, hold on. Let me find out where we're at. It's on Jefferson somewhere. Where is Jefferson? And then let's do 100 Thieves. Oh, okay. So it's closer than we thought. So this is the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. And right over here is where the 100 Thieves building is, right? And if you guys don't know 100 Thieves, I think it's is it a gaming group? I know. Who's part of it? Is it Pokimane or Valkyrie that's a part of 100 Thieves? Which one of the female players is it? I don't watch any of the gamers. Anybody know? Am I missing something in the chat? What? Hold on. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Did I forget to give a shout out to somebody or something? I don't know. I want to say it's Valkyrie. Valkyrie is like a really popular gamer, and I think she's a partial owner of 100 Thieves. And if I'm not I don't know who was in his music video. Was it Pokimane? I don't know. Either way, one of them. Why did I think it was a weed spot? I know, right? Place looks like a weed spot. So it looks like this is where that party took place. If it was here. I wonder if David is on here. This is what it looks like. And then literally right behind it, right over here, you guys, is literally the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. And then I rock. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Said Flojo, what is your take on her parents? Everybody. I will tell you this much, right? I was looking at my YouTube comments literally maybe 10 minutes before I started this this stream, and I got a random comment that I've seen before in another live, and it said, "This is Celeste Rivas's father. We want to thank you for your support. The family is totally heartbroken over our loss." It was really weird because I remember last week, and I don't know if Felicia is still in the chat, but we were watching Nancy Grace's premiere videos, and we kept seeing the same account. I wouldn't say spamming, but they were leaving comments that basically said, "This is Celeste Rivas's father, and we want to thank you." I can show you guys. You guys want to see the comment? Let me see. Let me show this to you guys really quick. I'll show this to you guys really quick. This was the comment that we received, you guys. Now, obviously, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, right? Because it does appear to look like a not legit account, but who knows, right? Who knows at this point? This case is so crazy, I don't even know what to believe. It says Celeste's father here, and I do apologize if this really is Celeste's father, you know, because I don't mean to put it on blast, but it is very interesting that this comment was left under one of my channel videos, and I also seen this person in the chat as well. It's definitely not impossible. I will tell you that, Criminal Turtle, right? And I say that because there have been family members of other people related to this case who have directly left comments under my videos before in the past. We won't say which person closely related to this case, but we will say that we have received messages from supposed family members. Well, I won't say it, but Viking already did. Redondo Beach said, Steve is also reporting that there were adults in her family who knew where she was. Absolutely. No, it's okay, Viking Girls. It's not like it's a secret. We've done a whole video on it. No worries at all. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's real. Put a 3 in the chat if you think it's not real. What do y'all think? Let me bring this back up. Thank you, thank you. Cindy, it's 1 or 3, girl. Jad, it's 1 or 3. What ain't real? So 1, if that comment you guys believe is real, the real father of Celeste Rivas, or 3, it's not real. 2, if you're not sure. I guess Jad said 2 because they're not sure. 3, hold on. 3, only because I thought he was non-English speaking. I don't know. I guess with new tech, it could be. Obsidian said, I'm not sure. Obsidian, keep an eye out. I wonder if you might get some of the same comments from on Strategic's videos. Kim Wells. Hello. Chloe, our legal eagle says, must investigate further. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out, right? But it was Felicia, shout out to you, Felicia, in the chat, that actually pointed it out the day that we actually seen it for the first time over on Nancy Grace's. And I actually took screenshots of that too, because when me and Felicia saw it, we're like, do you see this? Here, hold on. Let me show you guys what we saw. It was this comment right over here. So we saw this. So it was a Nancy Grace live. And we seen the same comment, right? From the same user. Celeste's father here. Thank you so much for your support. Our family is heartbroken and speechless. Now, it's nothing weird. There were no crazy or weird comments. But it was just weird for me to see it fall on my channel. All right, let's go back. What y'all think? Yeah, we're only guessing about his English, right? I think it's all just kind of hearsay, word of mouth. We don't know if he really understands or doesn't. Chris Lowe said 2, LOL, leaning more towards 3. Excuse me, guys. I don't know. I feel like I got heartburn. I ate Carl's Jr. earlier, you guys. So it's getting to me. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. After the whole Neo's mom, I don't believe it. His name is Jesus Rivas. Well, Foxy will do some digging. She'll let us know. Bootsy 2022, welcome. I mean, it could be, right? And if it is, hey, more power to you. You know, whatever helps you get through the grieving process. You know, we're here to support the family and get justice, right? At the end of the day, it's all about getting justice for Celeste, right? And to be honest with you, nobody else. That's all that we should be worried about. I'm sure many of you in the chat have your thoughts and your feelings about the parents. Some other people say leave the family alone, they're grieving, and some say you should hold them accountable for it just as much as David, right? But at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you, it's not about anybody else except for Celeste and getting justice for Celeste. And that is holding whoever is responsible for this and locking them up, right? What? Neo was hiding under the bed? Well, that's what Nancy Grace said. You know, we don't know. But his mom did say that she wasn't, that Neo wasn't hiding under the bed. So, oh yeah, leave them alone. Let them come to you, right? So let's see. Let's get back to this timeline, right? David streams on Twitch, puts the album in the bag, bruh. Looks like it was at the Mansion House. That very same night, he had a live appearance, a Withered album release party at 100 Thieves compound in Culver City. Text messages were sent out on April 24th. Says the host of the Withered album release party sent a text blast, etc., etc. And if you guys know anybody, or if you happen to attend this party and have photos, we are asking you please to come forward and submit them. You can either submit them to me, submit them to SF Investigates, put it on Reddit. I don't know, but I think it would be worth it, you know, if you guys were at the party, because I'm from LA, you know, if you guys want to send me photos that you guys have, send it to me at flojotv@gmail.com, and I'll make sure that these photos get sent to the right place. Or you can just send them to law enforcement directly. April 25th, Withered released party photographs, David, Asian, Neo, and record management present at the 100 Thieves compound. So you can see here that they're all having a good old time, and I think this is David right here with both of his hands up. Photograph from the Withered album release party at the 100 Thieves compound. You can see, oh, I thought these are pink shoes, right? David's wearing his bonnet and his pink shoes. Let me see. This is on the 25th. So the 25th, he had a hell of a day, right? He was traveling from LA to New York. And I do want to say that there was a video going around of David in the car with his little sister. Now, Obsidian, I don't know if you're here still in the chat, but did you see that video of David in the car with his sister? I'm trying to pinpoint a date that took place. And I'll show you guys if I can find it. Because this is in or around that same time. Damn. I don't know. I can't find it, but if I do, I'll make sure that I bring it up. On the 25th, he also had the album drop. Mind you, that the Withered album dropped 2 days after the alleged death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Very odd, right? Record debuted at number 13 on the Billboard 200. He had a live appearance for Band Lab and the David pop-up day one at New York City Union Square. And then also this very same day, right? I don't know, is this an actual video? No. The very same day, April 25th, right? You can see David performing The Afterlife for the very first time in a live performance. And in this live performance, this is where he kind of struggles to get through it. And I don't know if these are crocodile tears, if it's just barely hitting him that he did commit the crime of a lifetime. But it's clear that David can barely get through this song. Rubber Ramada, you've seen the concert video with the sis? There was a video. I've got to find it. I bet you, I don't know, it's probably here on my phone because everything on my phone is David related. Yep. Okay, hold on. Let me send it to myself because it does look like he's wearing something very similar to what he was wearing on the day that he had the party with the 100 Thieves. All right, just emailed it to myself, so let me open it up. And hopefully... Let's see if I can just play it through the browser. Okay. Here it is. This is the video where he's in the car. He's got his little sister, I think her name's Emily, right? In the car with him. I want to say that he's wearing the same exact thing that he's wearing in this photo. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But he is wearing the bonnet, and it does look like he's wearing that same shirt. I don't know. Am I tripping? Y'all tell me. What do y'all think? Oh, wait, hold on. You guys can't even see the video. Here you go. How y'all feeling? What y'all think? You guys need to see that again. Does he look like he's wearing the same thing in this photo? May not be a clear photo. What do you guys think? I don't know. highly similar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Imagine having dandruff so bad that you need a hat with an airtight seal to stop it. Ooh, that is not going to help the dandruff. Not at all. Nebby said, something tells me that one doesn't even need a warrant for geofencing data, and I'm not even a data broker, right? So my question is, right, if this is April 25th, I'm assuming, so this is in New York City. So I wonder if David's parents flew out. I wonder if they flew out to LA on April 23rd, or if they met David in New York. What do you guys think? This is supposedly on April 25th in New York. Do you guys think that David's family met him in LA and then flew to New York? Or do you think his family just met him directly in New York? Because if his family came down to LA, right? And I'm pretty sure that if the family did come down to LA, that they stayed at the mansion, right? There's a possibility. If they didn't attend the party, I think they met him in New York. Well, that's the thing, right? We don't know. Well, see, here's the thing, right? Because in this photo right here, this is a photo of David at the party at the 100 Thieves in LA. So if this video shows that he is with his sister in LA, there's no way that the parents are not out here too. Now, unless David is just washing his clothes and just wearing the same thing from LA to New York, that's also a possibility, right? But something tells me this video is in LA. Oh, no worries, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you being here and saying hello. So thank you for stopping by. We appreciate you. What did Abraham say? If they didn't attend the party, I think they met him in New York. So what do you guys think about the clothes, though? The clothes match what he's wearing in LA at the Wither tour. I mean, at the 100 Thieves spot. So, I mean, I don't want to get too caught up on it, but I think it's just, they're wearing the same shit. Or he's wearing the same shit. Looks like the same outfit to me, right? And if this is the case, David's parents could have been in Los Angeles the day that he murdered Celeste. Very possible. In or around that time. Now, this is all just
allegedly,
right? Nothing is set in stone, but I do wonder if his family was here. And then if that was the case, could that have meant that David may have had help? Could have had help storing her body, putting her body somewhere. I don't know. I'm just reading too much into it, I guess. That's for us to kind of speculate. I don't know. You think he'd really put his parents up in a hotel with a big ass mansion like that? With the big old mansion that he had? Alicia, thank you for becoming a new member or renewing your membership. Welcome back to the Inner Circle. Welcome. He wants to make sure that you know how freaking great his closets are. Oh God, here we go. Not the closets. It's very selfish to say, I hope he doesn't take a plea, but I really hope he doesn't take a plea. Well, I don't think you're going to be alone on that one. But honestly, I honestly do not think that Beth Silverman is going to start handing out plea deals. I don't know. I really don't. Put one in the chat if you think that Beth Silverman's going to hand over a plea deal. type it too if you think that she's going to take this all the way to trial. No plea deals at all. I'm curious to see what you think. So you think that he didn't change his clothes? Well, they're taking this all the way to trial. Okay. Well, First Liberties podcast, right? I mean, I would agree with you, but look what happened to BK. He took a plea deal. 2, they got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him. I think Bet Silverman is going to be able to just tell us that they got him, right? For sure. David's so far out of his comfort zone in jail that he was moved to his own private closet with emotional support bonnet. Nope. He is not getting no bonnet, right? Did I show you guys this photo? Hold on really quick. Did I show you guys this? This is how he's going to pull up. I'm telling you, to the prelim. This is how he is going to be pulling up.
Damn.
Y'all like that haircut? He asked the judge. They even put out a motion to see if he can get a nice fresh haircut and he can wear civilian clothes.
Damn.
How y'all think he looks? This is your sneak peek at David, you guys. This is going to be him with the new haircut. Droz, we're going to try to, I mean, I do work a full-time job and I've got to figure out a way to get out of that. But if we can definitely make it, we are going to try. We are definitely going to try. I would love to. This is the original photo, you guys, okay? Just so you guys know that this is a real photo. We just literally gave him a haircut. We gave him a haircut and we changed his clothes, y'all. That's it. That's it. This photo is real. We just gave him a haircut and a new outfit. I think this one looks better, though. This one fits in better. Mystical Magic, thank you for renewing your membership. Welcome back to the Inner Circle. Rachel said, yuck. He's getting life without parole if convicted. The next step down is life with the possibility of parole after 20 to 25 years. There's no reason to give him that hope. Yeah, lock him up. Throw away the key. There's nothing else that we want to give him more, right? And we definitely don't want him to escape by getting the death penalty. I don't know. I feel like the death penalty is just the easy way out. Well, him pleading guilty is different than him being offered a plea deal. That's very true. You think that he would plead? Well, I mean, he already pled not guilty, right? So that is one thing. Which one do you guys like better? You guys like this photo better? Or you guys like this one? Here, let me show you guys the whole photo. This is the original one. How y'all liking it? Yeah, no, he can definitely change it at any time, but I do not think that he's going to. I want to show you guys a video, but I don't remember where it was. I don't know if it was on. Where was it? Was it on Megyn Kelly? Let me go back to my feed really quick. Maybe it'll pop up. I'm going to check my history. Orange jumpsuit. Y'all are feeling this one? All right. This one's better. Mac Dizzle. What's up, Mac Dizzle? Second photo. All right. We're sticking to the second photo. Let me see if I can just find it, because there is a belief that... Okay, I found the video. This is MK True Crime. So let's pull this video up. There's a belief that Blair Burke may just cash in her check and then dip out on you. Let's hear what Bruce Rivers has to say about it all.
Welcome back to the MK True Crime Show. Joining us now is criminal defense attorney Bruce Rivers. Welcome to the show, Bruce. It's so good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so knowing everything that we know about Celeste's autopsy results and also the child porn that was found on David's phone, how do you think his defense is going to proceed at this point?
Well, they're going to cash the check and then leave town. I think that's what's going to happen. He got a $3 million bonus or signing, advance. And I think that's why Blair Burke is involved right now. Yeah. She won't be the lawyer at the end of this case. Trust me.
I saw that. I saw some comments on that. So she's a formidable opponent, but you
put a 1 in the chat if you think that Blair Burke is going to cash that check and bounce.
Damn.
Or do you think the judge is going to force her to remain on the case, whether she cashes it or not?
I think she's just there for the check and the headlights or headlines. And then once that's done, moving on.
Well, at the prelim, or not the prelim, but the initial appearance, she made a lot of bluster. Then it came down to the prelim, and then they continued that. So I think once this starts unfolding and they see what a lost cause this is going to be for him, I mean, even if he walks on the murder, he still has just a mountain of child porn that's going to be on his devices, and he's looking at it.
For sure, with all these words that are coming out, that these larger platforms are just free to use, we know this video is going to get demonetized, so might as well keep going with it.
Probably at least a 15-year mandatory minimum, if not more.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, and we talked about that last week, just the mountain of evidence, especially.
Wait, so did Bruce cash out and dip too?
Damn.
Every single image. I mean, you can get time for every single image. And, they don't even have to at this point. I mean, if they just want him to go to prison for the rest of his life, they don't even have to prosecute the murder. I think they will. I think her family and Celeste wants that and deserves that, but they don't even have to. I mean, he could literally spend the rest of his life in prison. So it's definitely looking pretty glim.
Bruce, we were talking in the first segment of the show about at least a little bit of overlap between this case and the Nick Reiner case. The fact that they're in the same jail right now. But are you suggesting, it sounds like maybe you are suggesting that these two may wind up in the same boat in terms of their counsel, because if the money and the notoriety goes away, is it possible that we see David also with a public defender and not a retained counsel?
Here's what's going to happen. You've got 40 terabytes of information they have to get through, right? And I guarantee you this is not a flat fee type case. It's going to be a fee for service. In other words, an hourly retainer. And they're going to put several people on it. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're filing motions, And I've seen this over and over again with high-priced lawyers. I'm a high-priced lawyer, but you sign up for the case, you're on the case till the end. That's the way I work. And so what's going to happen is I think they're going to eat up that fee. And once it's done, I'm sorry, we're out of money. And, we're going to have to withdraw, and any decent judge would say, that's your bad business deal. We're going to keep you on the case and you can't withdraw even if you want to.
Well, some judges, would say in for a penny, in for the pound. And some, usually in criminal cases, as you pointed out.
DJ See No Evil, I have Serato Prime. So that's something that I can do with just Serato itself. I got a little DJ experience too. I'm gonna have to do a live chat with you to learn all of that stuff though, because I don't know how to do it.
It's sort of a flat fee, I think, but the argument for the exception to the flat fee arrangement is cases that are so labor and time intensive like this one.
That's so
that you really can't, like, you kind of know how much time and effort you're going to have, and let's just say a theft case, right, before it's over. You have no idea what this is until you get into it, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, maybe I just did make a bad business deal here.
Right. How could they know there was that much CSAM, for example?
Well, one of the things is that child porn even coming into evidence?
Or will it be a different case? It could be a different case.
It should be a completely different case. But one of the things that I said on my reaction to this case was that they're starting out in a hole. I don't care how bright your lawyer is. I don't care how beautiful your lawyer is. I don't care how expensive your lawyer is. They ain't going to change the facts. They're going to change the fact that this young, beautiful girl was dismembered, that it was a homicide, that she was put in a bag, that she was put in a bag in a trunk, that she was put in a bag in a trunk in his car, that his
Facts. Say less, Brandon. We'll look into this for sure.
car was moved at some point. You know, that you can't change the facts of the case.
We got some video here that we can play while we talk about it. This is from the romantic homicide music video. And, you know, I can't believe the woman who plays his love interest here resembles Celeste. Her name's Cassidy Clark. She resembles Celeste very well in many different ways. She just looks so much like her. And in the lyrics here, you know, in the back of my mind, you died and I didn't even cry. No, not a single tear. In the back of my mind, I killed you and I didn't even regret it. I hate you. You know, and so they're saying that it's too early to say whether the prosecutor is going to try to incorporate any of these lyrics into the case. And there may be some legal reasons why it might not be appropriate to do that. But certainly here on this program, we're not limited to the rules of evidence and things that are maybe more prejudicial than probative. We can talk about them here. And I can just tell you this stuff, it's really creepy. And it looks like, you know, this is related to the charges against him now.
If you look at what he did at his concert, like just moments after this supposedly happened, he's in tears and he's saying, I loved you too much, you know, all this crap. And he's absolutely in tears.
Mystical Magic, you're back. You're back. You can join us back in the Discord. And for any of you guys that are new members, we do have a members only Discord where the conversation literally continues, and we're pretty active in the chat, you guys. So when news breaks, Discord hears it first, then it comes to the live. So if you guys want to be a part of the breaking news, right? And I'm telling you, the inner circle on Discord, these people are on top of it. So every piece of new information that comes out on a lot of the cases that we cover. But right now, because David is the hot topic, there's news just constantly flowing in. So if you are a member and you want to join the inner circle and the members only Discord, go to my community wall, check out the post. There's a Discord link for members only. Y'all are more than welcome.
One of our very first videos that we did was a reaction to Murder in My Mind by Wayne W. Melly. And there he talks about killing his buddies. And we call it self-snitching, when people do this kind of stuff. And I was in a RICO trial last May, a year ago, and the judge let these videos in. So, excuse me. But I think more and more this stuff is coming into evidence, and there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah. Well, in California, they have a pretty high bar, and I think you got to really show, that there's a more succinct and direct connection, and that it's not really on the speculative side, right? That seems to me that if it's open to, multiple ways of being interpreted, maybe it shouldn't come in.
Well, in this instance, the song happened before it. So it really would be more like propensity evidence under 404B, and I think it would be probably excluded properly in California. And I didn't Gavin Newsom sign something into law or something like that regarding using these videos, and I think you're right. There's got to be a more direct connection.
Yeah, I think they may not actually meet it in this case because they do have a much higher burden. They're allowed to use it in California, but they have to prove certain things. And I think what you pointed out, Bruce, is exactly right. It happened before. But it's creepy how much the girl in this video looks like Celeste. And we heard from her that over the weekend, she's apparently upset about this. She does not like to be associated with this. She says she made it clear on her TikTok that she does not associate with the singer anymore and that she wants justice for Celeste. I think we've got that. And her name is Cassidy Clark. We've got that at SOT 3.
The reason why I'm making this video is because I've gotten quite a few messages of people asking me if I have anything to do with this, if I know what's going on. And I just wanted to put an end to it. I do not associate with David by any means. I'm an actor. She does not fuck with David Burke. literally have nothing to do with him. I did it for a job. I did it for a check. I didn't know who David was. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore. I'm going to remove him as a follower. And I think that he deserves even more than what's happening to him right now. He's a monster, and I do not associate with him by any means.
Does not.
I'm not making this video to make this about me. I'm making this video to put an end, move him as a follower. And I think that he deserves even more than what's happening to him right now. He's a monster, and I do not associate with him by any means. I'm not making this video to make this about me. I'm making this video to put an end to my association with David. Like I said, I've been getting countless amount of messages, comments, stuff like that. I know this video is going to get the same thing, but at least I'm saying I don't associate with David, and all justice to Celeste Rivas and her family.
She's pretty clear. Yeah, she's pretty clear.
She is pretty clear. She said what she said, right, Flying Wordy? I do not associate with David Burke. Damn, she really let him know. She don't fuck with them. She definitely does not mess with them. That's crazy. All right, you guys. Well, I'll be honest with you. I really was not going to come on and stream tonight, but I'm glad that I did because I got to hang out with all of you guys, and I just feel so much better when I hang out with you guys. So thank you guys for everybody that did tune in. We're about an hour and 41 minutes in, so, and I know we didn't get through all of this timeline, but we'll definitely check this one out. We'll probably come back tomorrow and go through it, and I'm sure actually, hold on, before I even do that, right? Because the thumbnail says one thing, and we didn't even really address it. So we want to make sure that we talk about this really quick, right? So earlier today, I got to make sure that I get the TMZ article really quick. Let's talk about the TMZ article. Where is it? God, how many articles does TMZ put out in a day? Well, I guess I'm just going to have to... Can't stand them. Okay, so here. Earlier today, David, an article came out on TMZ. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Hold on. We're almost done. Almost done, you guys. 5 more minutes. We'll be out. Right? TMZ put out an article that said, Judge, can I get a fresh cut and a fit for my court close-ups, please? So the article says David's staring down some serious charges, but his biggest concern right now is looking courtroom ready for his preliminary hearing. TMZ has obtained documents which show his team pushed for dress pants and a button-down shirt for his Friday hearing, but the judge shut that down. So he'll be rocking standard issue jail threads. So that means he's going to be in his good old orange jumpsuit. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The motion that his attorney submitted was denied. Absolutely denied, you guys. So you think about it, though. Why was something like this denied? Why was it denied? Anybody have an idea why this was denied? They did say that, yes, David, you can have your haircut. You can feel oh so fresh and so clean. But it won't change the fact that you're guilty. But you can have your haircut. But you're still guilty. And that's only... Allegedly, right? But they did deny him. But you guys think about it, right? There's a reason why it was denied. And the reason why is because there's absolutely no cameras in this courtroom. So he's got nobody to impress except for the people in that courtroom. And they don't give a damn, right? Now, if this was televised, right, this motion would have been approved for him to dress all down to the nines. But it's not. So unfortunately, David, you have been denied. Plea deals are offered in every case. Well, I hope that he doesn't get them this time, right? When there's cameras, they grant it for pre-trial and trial. says Obsidian. Well, we have yet to see if they're going to be allowing any kind of cameras near David, right? So I think it's going to be exciting to see. And then SF put out those actual court documents, and it reads, "It is hereby ordered that David Burke, booking number OK, shall be permitted to change into civilian clothing for his preliminary hearing currently set to begin May 1st. In Department 105, said civilian clothing shall consist of dress pants and a button-down shirt. It is so ordered blank." But that one was denied. But they did say that he can have his haircut. David, you can have your haircut. But you know what? We will not
delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
No, it doesn't, because we got 40 terabytes of evidence and 10 terabytes of you know what, right? There is no way that we are going to
delete everything. Delete everything.
Not going to happen, you guys. Anyways, you guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys, we hit 2,000 subscribers, and it is because of you. So I do want to say thank you so much. I love you guys. You guys definitely are a reason for me to come back and do what I do. So I really appreciate it. Everybody who supported the channel tonight, let me make sure I give you guys a shout out. Coco Mom for gifting 15 new memberships. And then I rock celebrated 3 months as a member. Joanne Marie became a member. Drosky High Roller became a member. Coco Mom sent another 5. Military Moss celebrated 3 months as a member. And then I rock with your $2 super chat. Felicia and Mystical Magic renewed their membership. So welcome back to the Inner Circle, you guys. We appreciate your support. That's going to be it for me tonight, you guys. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Do me a favor, if you guys haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching this on the replay, shout out to you guys. Take care, you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. FloJo is out. David, you have been denied. I was going to end it, but Felicia decided to gift one membership. Felicia, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Shout out to you. All right, you guys, we're out. Take care, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.